In a nutshell, sir, why the full court press against Mr. Lewis? Is this about Ken Lewis, or is this about a push towards broader reforms, labor reforms within the banking industry?
It's about both. There's literally billions of reasons to fire Ken Lewis. The first is the $5 billion that they paid out in bonuses while taxpayers were bailing them out. The second is the $10 billion in fees they collected by raising overdraft and interest fees. The third is the hundreds of billions of dollars that shareholders lost when their stock plunged 75%. And finally, it's the billions of dollars in wages their own employees don't get because they make $11 an hour. States have to pick up the cost of the health insurance. And Bank of America's role in leading, not only keeping the economy the way it is, but imposing things like the Employee Free Choice Act.
Who would you replace him with? Who would you like to see in that role?
There's two parts here. The question isn't just replacing him, and I think you started with that. It's also the question of reforming this whole series of banking practices. People are experiencing it every day when their fees go up for overdrafts. Ken Lewis is taking it out of people's pockets.
He's also dropping those fees, Mr. Lerner.
He's dropping it because of public pressure like this. He's doing it because people all over the country are saying enough is enough. Don't ask us to bail you out. Don't pay executive CEO bonuses and then raise fees. That's right, because people are raising an outcry.
Based on the criteria you just set out for why Ken Lewis should be fired, then every CEO of every major bank in the country should be fired, correct?
Absolutely.
Well, there's a lot of bank executives that probably should be fired. The money that these guys made throughout the banking industry when they were doing questionable securitization and then paying themselves bonuses. That's absolutely right. There needs to be a house cleaning in the banking industry. It's accountability and responsibility. That taxpayers, what workers, what consumers are saying is something's not right.
You're just looking for a way to get the unions in there.
Come on.
Well, that's the last thing we want.
You know, the one thing that we should be clear about is our union and lots of people have been talking for years about the problem of too much leverage and the problem of the economy. But absolutely, one of the problems we got here is that banks like Bank of America have kept wages so low for their own employees. Well, if you took the $5 billion in bonuses they paid out and it spread that out among the tellers, it would have been $150,000 per teller. 80% of Americans say it's the banks and CEOs that have gotten us in this mess, and it's unions and working people are saying, let's restore the right for folks to have unions, let's lift wages and make this, let's rebuild the middle class together. That's what we need.